put you on board there, and you're going to go down. No matter where you're sitting, everyone will have a window seat because we're all going to be facing this one side or the other of the submarine. There's back-to-back viewports down each 8,000 dives. But we still want you to know where it is and how to use it anyway. Okay? Okay, right up here, my name is Captain Ardell. I'm going to be your narrator on this dive. Up here in the helm, Mike Johnson. He's also keep your seats. Everyone has life jackets. Here's all your equipment shiny new, okay? Well, this easy to put on, spread the halves apart, head through the hole. Black strap around the waist and clip it to the D-ring in the center. Then to chest. And then you want to cross your fingers and say your prayers before you go on. That we have in there is for your air.
I want a hotel.
Your air is breathing. Because inside the submarine, once we shut the hatches, we do equalize pressure and all at the surface and maintain it throughout the dive. It is controlled for the quality of air. You pull out this orange hood that we tie to the side walls. And what we're going to do is we're going to load on over that end of it and then move away to the safety railing. You want to hold on tight and forward to the forward and aft hatch. Once you come up to your hatch opening, you want to turn around before you go down the ladder. Hold on to even railing to send the ladder facing the steps.
Yeah, that is how you're going to hang.
The ladder, it's not steps. You don't want to be going down behind you. You want to be going down. Don't breathe. We've been here on the boat. We will be out here on site. Securing right at your seat.
Right this direction, please. Use this far railing. Slide as far forward as you can. Go up to the far railing. Slide as far forward as you can. Step away from the end of the railing.
Now you can go down.
I can hold this if you want me to. There we go. Don't talk, Ma.
Now you can start going down. Thank you.
Come on.
So most big predators stay out very deep water in the daytime or the light, the lack of light does not daylight, so hang up here in the submarine like a clubhouse. out there. This is going to make a lot of colors turn to different shades of gray. That's not their true colors at all. You're being fooled. Your eyes are tricking you. If we shine big floodlights on the reef down there, we'd see beautiful yellows and blues and greens, all kinds of colors. Now, light yellow doesn't show up, but bright yellow. What's that? Oh no, it's a manta ray. It's a manta ray. Yes, it is. It's a manta ray. Oh my gosh. Now that's so unusual because they only come out at nighttime. Now watch on the port side in case they go to the other side, to the port side of the submarine. See, now you guys are already throwing out good vibes and feelings out there. You must all have good karma because
they only come out at night.
In the daytime, never. They are at nighttime visitors. This is the time. Very cool. Wow. What a great way to start out. So keep your eyes open in case the pilot's going to try to maneuver around in case he's still in the area, see if we can see him again. He looked like he had a mission and he was cruising out of here. Probably never saw the submarine before and went, what the heck is that? I'm out of here. Now that's the coolest thing. Check it out. Oh, I think he might be spinning around so that we can do this again, maybe, yeah? Alrighty, start looking out the port side and I'm excited. That's the best thing's happened to me for a while. I'm glad you guys are here to join me. Alright, I think yeah, as you were. I think he kind of took off. I think that's it, co-pilot. Now what they do when you do the night manta dives is they put big spotlights down on the bottom of the sea. The spotlights attract lots and lots of plankton. So the manta rays are gathered because there's all the plankton there, and then they learn it's going to be there and they show up we're going to see a lot of little reef fish that make the reef their home, just like a family little neighborhood down there.
See, look.
They can look around, see the other reef fish, know that everybody's all friendly and good. And what they're mostly doing is raising algae that grows on the surface.
Hey, there's a yellowfish that goes on a turtle.
The coral can't survive without it. If they did not keep constantly grazing on it, it would overgrow and eventually smother.
No, but Katie, usually if there's a lot of those, there's a turtle.
Now there are a few predators out in the daytime, but
Oh, there's another little family.
oh my gosh. So we have a lot of endemic species also around here. And that's the species found nowhere else in the world because we are the most isolated landmass on the whole planet.
Enjoy the fish, man. And the coral reef.
Look at that. Now the little chocolate dip damsels, a little light brown fish, just a little bit above the reef, like little bees. That's one of the endemic species. Nearly 30% of our reef fish are endemic. Now nowhere else in the world but here in the state of Hawaii because of our extreme isolation. Alright, look out the starboard side. You might be able to see that manta ray again. Look out there. Do you see it? There he is again, swimming away from the submarine out the starboard side, winging along so gracefully. Now you see how all creatures are meant to blend with the light blue of deep water. Anything that spends its time in very deep water is camouflaged by Mother Nature to just do just that. Well, we thought he was gone. Just goes to show you can't keep your eyes peeled on the reef all the time. You got to kind of look out into the water every once in a while.
Look at that big fish.
So the reef provides all these little fish with everything they need. They have eggs to eat, worms to eat, plankton, algae, all kinds of tiny little other creatures, crabs, shrimp and things. And they have a place to hide and a place to raise, lay their eggs, where their eggs can fall down into tiny places. Not that they'll be very safe down there, but a few might survive. Have a million eggs laid. Statistics say maybe 1 or 2 will even survive long enough to hatch. Because boy, there's not a creature down here that'll turn down a juicy little leg unless it's too small for it to notice.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty, now what we're going to attempt to do here is land the submarine right down on the bottom. Now this is an area of sand called the
it's yellow and then kind of blue and then red scar.
Alright, this gives you a little bird's eye view here, so you can see a little bit of the colors that are down there.
Down there in the brick flies.
Alright, so round black fuzzy balls out there, those are called collectives here. Some of them have little bits and pieces at the top they've collected to catch themselves. Now, if you folks have ever stood around an aquarium looking at the fish and tapping on the glass, well, now you know what they feel like. Because we're in the people tank and they're circling around with us, but they have far too good of manners to tap on the glass. Alright, you can see the current is keeping us around a little bit, so we can stay down here much longer. But that's a good chance to see how that actual buoy, positive buoy works. If the particles to push us up out of this space, the landing zone, so it kicks sand up all over the place, blow it all over the coral, smother the coral, obstruct your view for the next 10 minutes.
Oh, that one was going up.
Easy to grab, or have a nice little hole or hiding place that's so tight that you can't. That's not only the sharks, you've got the eels that can slither in and out of little passageways. You've got octopus, you've got other smaller predators that can get into smaller places. So 9 times a time it's very scary for little fish. Some of them do have a special place they go, and they will guard it jealously. They'll chase fish away from it all day long. They'll keep it in their eyesight while they're eating, and anybody looking at it like, hey, this looks like a good place, they'll get over there and say, that's mine, get away from there. So that's why you'll see some little territorial disputes out there happening. Now what's interesting, once in a while a shark will cruise through just to see what's happening. Somebody come along and go, let's see, what do I want for dinner tonight? This one, or this one, you know? Well, they actually can't breathe involuntarily like we do. We keep on breathing while we're asleep. A fish can't do that. He can suffocate and die. So what they do is they just wind their metabolism way, way down and shut off non-essential parts of their brain, and they cruise. They cruise. If they're large enough that they're not threatened in the daytime, they'll stay in a nice tight pack, conserving energy. If they're small, like munchie size, like these little guys out here, unfortunate. They must keep on the move just a little bit, only slowing down when the coast is clear, trying to get rest when they can, like little cat naps. They are the premier munchie out here on their reef, little potato chips flying around out there. Alright, now what's interesting is the only light coming in the submarine is coming from the outside, so color is here too, so if somebody wore red and wants to volunteer to stand up or pull their shirt off, show us what happened to their red color. You can see some purples and violets and burgundies down through there, because red is the first color we lose. Look at that, wow. That's interesting. Now, if you have fluoride in your water or toothpaste, check out your teeth. You'll all look like you're sucking on an orange popsicle. They'll be orange around the edges there. Unless you use baking soda to brush your teeth with and drink well water. I see some bright, bright yellows, because yellow is a fluorescent color and it'll get even brighter, like this young man down here on the port side. Check it out. Bright yellow shirt. And that's why you can see the yellow tangs out there so clearly, because they are that fluorescent yellow. Now there's also another yellow fish that looks like a little square patch of yellow with a very long nose, with a mouth on the end and a black triangular face color up there. This is a long-nosed butterfly. He has a little mouth on the end, and he uses this like a little Simon straw to suck things out of tiny little spaces that other fish just can't reach. He also has the longest name in the Hawaiian language for a fish that's called a long with oi oi, and that's 23 letters long.
Pigtail jellyfish. So many
something to eat. His stomach's bulging down there, isn't it? The big one. These are peacock groupers. They are an ambush predator that's like a bad boy in the neighborhood that kind of skulks around looking for a vulnerable little fish that he can gobble up. He likes blind alleys where fish can go in and they can't come out except right past his mouth, and he takes advantage of that. And there's also a school of blue striped snapper. These yellow and blue striped fish are predators that feed it. They are a little small, they're a little wary of resting too well, but you'll notice that a predator has a larger mouth because he's going to be swallowing things whole. He's not going to be eating little tiny eggs and things. He's going to be swallowing other fish and things.
Here he is, look.
We're going up.
Big sea slug doing well.
Right under.
Yeah.
Oh, it went right under us. Because we go by the sky. What are those little white flowers? Oh, put it up.
With a white sort of hair, white on the side.
I can see the
Okay, over here on the port side is another endemic species, and that's called a silver dog. It's like a flying Oreo cookie. You got the white cookie center with the black cookie around the edges. Now watch on the starboard side because generally whatever's on one side is sneaking over to the other side there. There's a long-nosed butterfly on the starboard side. Just cruising. And there's a red-fin butterfly. Crisp lines and a yellow and black front and back. I can see a peacock grouper laying down in there and their finger goes to come out of a hole or something. It's hard to spot. He's just nestled down in there like a little sneaky fella, hiding at the end of an alley, waiting for the little old lady to come back out. They are sneaky. There! See, there's some silver dollar damsels down the starboard. White Oreo fish. Look at that.
So look at that big one out there.
Turtles, that's a good question. There are turtles out here. Okay, let me tell you some facts about turtles, and you can see why there aren't any out here. One, a turtle has to come up the top to breathe every time. So look, it's 80 feet deep. Two, he feeds on algae, and algae grows thicker the more sunlight it gets, so what's down here is just not even worth going down for, and he has to swim a mile or two to get out here. So he loves the shoreline. He's in shallow water by the shore. He does get tired of fighting the current, washing in and out all the time, but that's okay because he can climb right out and take a nap on the sand whenever he wants to.
Angelfish.
Okay, out there on the starboard side, two more idols down in there in the finger coral, a yellow, black, and white fish with a long white dorsal fin seen in the movie.
Never mind.
Finding Nemo, he was Gil in the fish tank,
Go!
waiting for helping Nemo to escape. Hey, also an oval grayish fish with yellow fins. This is a palolo or a yellowfin surgeonfish. Guess what they're after heading up over the viewports? There is lots and lots of algae on the submarine up high on the top part where the sunlight hits it. They know this. They know it's way better than what's down where they are. So boat, and you think about it, look at the algae just beneath the waterline and look for all little tooth scrapes in there, and that's who does that.
See the tail. Right there, right there, right there, right there.
With a little this tail and a black streak through his eye. And that's how it sees butterflies.
All these things
these yellowfin surgeonfish, and I can't believe this poor fellow is still alive. This is just so tragic, the poor thing. I think he needs intensive care. This poor guy, I cannot believe he's still living. Actually, we saw one time it was been clear through past where his spine would have been, and he was swimming. Oh, this poor thing.
The one with the rainbow top.
My goodness, I'm really surprised. He must have found a place to hide while the shark gave up and left, or he would have been finished off. It's unbelievable. I mean, if one of us was mortally wounded right now, we would not be cruising around. Poor thing. Oh, a big eel was there. Oh my goodness. Trevally go back underneath the submarine also. Oh, there he went. There's that image. He just came out and went down in another hole. I was like, yeah, eel. Very unusual that they're active in the daytime because they generally rest. They'll just hang out in the hole and kind of looking around.
Katie, move across. I can see. Sit right there. I can't see. You can sit right there. Look up there.
What is this with you guys? You're just attracting all kinds of stuff today.
Wait, sit over there. Here. It's over here. It's over here. It's over here.
Now, something I have never ever seen is a sick fish or a skinny fish.
Oh God, there he is.
The only thing that ever makes a fish lose his appetite is if his mate has been killed. There are some fish that mate for life. But occasionally we do see an injured fish. Not usually, because usually if a fish is injured, he's been finished off and gone in somebody's stomach. But it's only the second or third injured fish I've ever seen in many years out here.
Papa, I didn't see the it really blends in.
Alright, you guys want to go deep?
Yeah!
Cruise out there deep. You're at least 100 feet. How can you brag unless you say you've been down 100 feet or more in a submarine, right? So we're going to head on out there. Well, keep watching your depth gauges off and on. We're going to start jamming out there. We spent a lot of time on their Ninja Submarine Club. Congratulations, and here is PA to listen to the pilot on our servicing procedures.
Surface and islands, we're drifting up from 105 feet. We are south. Request permission to surface.